The jungle was breathing. Not like normal forests on Earth. Not like wind moving through leaves. This jungle had a pulse, slow and deep, like a giant heart buried under the soil. Lieutenant Cale Mercer could feel that pulse against his back as he lay on the damp ground, staring at the strange violet sky above him. He wasn't supposed to be here. 10 minutes earlier he had been flying a survey shuttle above the planet, recording alien wildlife for the United Earth Exploration Fleet. The mission was routine: scan, collect data, leave. Then something hit his ship. Not a meteor. Not debris. Something alive. Now the shuttle was a smoking crater somewhere behind him, and Cale Mercer was bleeding into the glowing moss of an unknown alien jungle. His breathing was shallow. His right leg twisted at an angle that made his stomach turn. Every breath stabbed his ribs like knives. The survival computer in his helmet had already said the words he didn't want to hear. Critical condition. Estimated survival, 4%. Cale laughed weakly. Yeah, that sounds about right. Around him the jungle moved in ways that forests were never supposed to move. Towering trees glowed faintly with silver veins of light. Huge insects with crystal wings hummed through the air like tiny drones. Floating spores drifted slowly between branches like glowing snow. Every sound felt wrong. Clicks. Low growls. Something huge crashing through vegetation far away. This planet wasn't empty. And right now Cale Mercer smelled like blood. He forced himself to move, dragging his body against the wet ground. Pain exploded through his leg and chest. Bad idea. Very bad idea. He collapsed again, breathing hard. Great, he muttered. Crashed on alien planet. Bleeding to death. Probably about to become lunch. A shadow moved above him. Cale froze. Something tall stepped quietly through the glowing plants. For a moment his brain refused to understand what he was seeing. The creature was slender and graceful, almost human in shape but taller, easily 7 feet. Its skin shimmered like liquid metal shifting between silver and deep purple. Instead of a face, its head was smooth and luminous, glowing softly like moonlight. No eyes. No mouth. Just a calm, silent presence. Cale blinked slowly. Well, he whispered, that's new. The alien tilted its head slightly, studying him. It did not attack. It did not run. Instead, it knelt beside him. Up close, Cale noticed something strange. Soft lights pulsed beneath the creature's skin in slow rhythmic waves, almost like heartbeats. The alien reached into the folds of its strange organic suit and pulled out a small device that hummed quietly. Cale squinted at it. All right, he said weakly, raising a hand. Before you do anything weird, I just want to say I come in peace. The alien gently pressed the device against his broken leg. A burst of energy shot through his body. Cale screamed. Pain exploded like lightning inside his bones, but just as quickly it faded. He stared at his leg. The twisted bone straightened. Torn muscles reformed. Skin sealed itself as if time itself had reversed. Cale's jaw dropped. What the hell? The alien moved the device again, this time hovering over his ribs. Another flash of energy. More pain. Then relief. Within seconds, injuries that should have taken months to heal were gone. Cale slowly sat up, breathing hard. His body felt whole. Alive. He looked at the strange being in disbelief. You just healed me. The alien did not respond. Instead, it stood and calmly stepped back. For a long moment the two simply stared at each other. Cale rubbed the back of his neck. Okay, he said slowly. You saved my life. I guess that makes you the good alien in this story. Still no response. Then the alien turned and began walking away into the jungle. After a few steps it paused and looked back. It was clearly waiting. Cale frowned. You want me to follow you? The alien made a gentle motion with one long arm. Yes. Cale glanced around the jungle. The forest was dark, hungry, and very, very alive. Then he looked at the strange glowing healer who had just rebuilt his bones like it was nothing. Yeah, he sighed. You know what? Following the mysterious alien doctor might actually be my best survival plan today. He pushed himself to his feet. His leg worked perfectly. That alone felt like a miracle. The alien began walking again, gliding silently through the forest. Kale followed. As they moved deeper into the jungle, the world became even stranger. Plants shifted when they passed. Massive flowers closed their glowing petals like watching eyes. Long vines slowly curled away from their path as if they understood the alien's presence. After 20 minutes of walking, Kale realized something important. The jungle wasn't reacting to him. It was reacting to the alien. Respectfully. Carefully. Almost. Fearfully. "Okay," Kale whispered. "Who exactly are you?" The alien didn't answer. Finally the trees began to thin. They entered a wide clearing. And Kale stopped walking. At the center of the clearing stood something enormous. A structure grown from living matter. It looked like a giant organic tower, shaped like spiraling bone and glowing with blue veins of light. The surface pulsed gently as if it were alive. More aliens like his guide moved around the structure, their bodies glowing softly in the twilight. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. Kale swallowed. "So, this is your home." The alien guide stepped forward. Suddenly all the other aliens turned toward the human. Their glowing skin shifted color. Bright. Alert. The jungle fell silent. Kale felt something deep in his instincts whisper a warning. This was not just a village. This was a hospital. A massive alien medical sanctuary. And every alien in the clearing had just noticed something impossible. A human. Alive on their world. And none of them knew yet that the wounded stranger they had saved might soon become the most dangerous mind they had ever encountered. Because Lieutenant Kale Mercer was not just a survivor. He was human. And humans had a long history of doing the impossible. Lieutenant Kale Mercer stood in the center of the glowing clearing, surrounded by beings that had never seen a human before. The jungle had gone completely silent. Dozens of tall alien figures watched him without moving. Their smooth faces had no eyes, no mouths, no expressions, but the shifting colors beneath their skin revealed something close to emotion. Some glowed pale blue. Some flickered violet. A few flashed a deep red. Kale didn't know what those colors meant, but he had a strong feeling red wasn't good. His guide, the alien who had healed him, stepped forward and raised one long arm. The glowing veins under its skin pulsed brighter. Immediately the others calmed. The red faded. Kale let out a quiet breath. "Okay," he muttered to himself. "Good alien nurse still has authority." The guide motioned for him to follow again and walked toward the massive organic tower in the center of the clearing. Up close, the structure looked even stranger. The walls were not metal or stone. They were living tissue, smooth, curved surfaces that pulsed gently like breathing lungs. Soft blue light flowed through the veins of the structure, spreading warmth across the clearing. It was not just a building. It was alive. Kale stepped inside behind the alien. The interior opened into a huge chamber filled with floating platforms and glowing equipment. Strange humming devices moved slowly through the air like mechanical jellyfish. More aliens worked quietly around injured creatures. Some looked like giant insects, others like reptilian beasts. It truly was a hospital. Kale rubbed his chin. "So you're doctors," he said quietly. "Intergalactic nurses." The alien guide turned toward him again. This time something new happened. A faint humming sound filled the air. Kale felt a strange pressure behind his forehead. Then a voice appeared inside his mind. Not sound. Thought. "Human, we hear you now." Kale jumped slightly. "Oh. Okay. That's new." The alien's thoughts continued, calm and clear. "We repaired your body. Your neural signals are now translated. Communication is possible." Kale blinked. "So you just installed alien Wi-Fi in my brain?" A small ripple of blue light moved across the alien's skin. Kale guessed that might be amusement. The alien continued. "You are fortunate. The jungle would have consumed you within hours. Kale nodded slowly. Yeah, I got that feeling. For a moment neither of them spoke. Then Kale asked the obvious question. Why save me? The alien paused. The glow beneath its skin shifted to a cautious green. Because humans are important. That answer confused Kale even more. You've met humans before. No. Then how do you know we're important? The alien's glow darkened slightly. Because the galaxy fears you. Kale laughed. Us? Humans? You're joking. The alien did not laugh. Instead, the chamber around them dimmed. A large holographic image formed in the air above them. Stars. Hundreds of them. Then the stars began to disappear. One by one. Whole star systems faded from the map like candles being blown out. Kale's smile slowly vanished. What happened there? The alien answered with one quiet thought. The Devourers. The hologram zoomed in. Dark shapes appeared moving through space like massive shadows. They consumed planets, stars, entire civilizations. Every place they touched became silent and dead. Kale felt his stomach tighten. You're telling me those things wiped out half the galaxy? More than half. The alien guide stepped closer. Our species, the Solari, survived by hiding. We became healers. Observers. We avoided war. The hologram shifted again. A small blue planet appeared. Earth. Kale frowned. What does this have to do with us? The alien's glow brightened. Humans are the only species the Devourers have never destroyed. Kale stared at the image. That's impossible. We only discovered space travel a century ago. The alien continued. Yet every Devourer scout that entered your solar system vanished. Now Kale was very confused. We didn't destroy them. Our technology isn't that advanced. The alien moved its arm again. The hologram changed. Footage appeared. Old satellite recordings. Grainy images. Something huge drifting into Earth's orbit decades ago. Then, human fighter jets launching. Missiles firing. Chaotic explosions. Primitive weapons by galactic standards. Yet the massive alien creature in the footage tore itself apart under the attack. Kale slowly exhaled. Oh! The alien's voice filled his mind again. Every other civilization used logic, order, and predictable warfare. The Devourers adapted and defeated them. The hologram zoomed closer to the chaotic human battle footage. Jets flying dangerously close. Improvised attacks. Wild, unpredictable tactics. The alien finished the thought. Humans are different. Kale crossed his arms. Let me guess, we're crazy. The alien's glow turned bright blue. Correct. Kale laughed again. That's the nicest insult humanity has ever received. The alien moved closer. Your species creates solutions from chaos. You fight without predictable patterns. Your creativity confuses even the Devourers. Kale raised an eyebrow. So you brought me here to study humans. The alien's glow dimmed slightly. No. A deep rumble echoed outside the tower. The entire structure trembled. Red light suddenly spread through the walls. Alarms. Aliens in the chamber turned toward the entrance. Kale's instincts immediately sharpened. What was that? The alien answered quickly. They found us. Kale's heart sank. The Devourers. Outside, the jungle screamed. Trees snapped. Something enormous crashed through the forest. Kale looked toward the entrance. A shadow moved across the clearing. Huge. Alive. Hungry. The alien healer looked back at Kale. For the first time its thoughts carried fear. Human, we need your help. Kale slowly cracked his knuckles. A small grin spread across his face. Well, he said calmly, good news. The ground shook again as the monstrous creature approached the clearing. Kale looked at the terrified alien doctors. You just found the most dangerous survival expert on Earth. His eyes locked onto the jungle entrance. And something very human sparked behind them. Let's show these devourers how crazy humans really are. The jungle exploded. Trees snapped like dry sticks as something massive pushed through the forest. The ground shook beneath every step. The devourer had arrived. Cale Mercer stood near the entrance of the living alien tower, watching the darkness between the trees. Then he saw it. The creature was enormous, easily the size of a small mountain truck. Its body looked like a mix of armored insect and living machine. Black plates covered its back, each one reflecting the faint violet light of the alien sky. 6 legs stabbed into the earth like spears. Its head opened like a terrible flower filled with rows of rotating teeth. And its eyes, dozens of them, glowed a deep burning orange. The devourer let out a sound that made the entire jungle tremble. A sound like metal being torn apart. Behind Cale, the alien healers stepped back in fear. Their glowing skin turned pale white. They were not warriors. They were doctors. Cale slowly rolled his shoulders. "All right," he said calmly. "That thing is ugly." The alien nurse, the one who had saved him, spoke in his mind. "It will destroy the sanctuary. Then it will call others." Cale nodded. "Yeah. That sounds bad." The creature took another step forward. The ground cracked beneath its weight. Cale looked around quickly. He wasn't armed. No guns. No military gear. Just alien medical equipment and a living building. Perfect. Because humans were very good at turning random things into weapons. Cale turned to the alien nurse. "I need 2 things." The alien waited. "First," Cale said, pointing at the floating medical drones, "those flying machines. They are surgical tools." "Great," Cale replied. "Today they're combat drones." Then he pointed toward the glowing walls of the organic tower. "And second, whatever power source keeps this giant living hospital running." The alien hesitated. "That energy sustains the entire structure." Cale grinned. "Exactly." Outside, the devourer smashed a glowing tree aside and stepped into the clearing. The alien healers scattered. The creature turned its many eyes toward the tower. It had found its target. Cale clapped his hands. "All right, people. Emergency human lesson number 1. The alien nurse watched him carefully. Cale smiled. "When humans are outmatched, we improvise." The first wave of drones shot out of the tower like a swarm of metal birds. 20 small machines hovered around Cale, humming softly. The devourer noticed them immediately. Its massive head snapped upward. 1 giant claw swiped through the air. 3 drones were destroyed instantly. Cale winced. "Okay, it's fast." The alien nurse transmitted information into his mind. The creature adapts quickly. Direct attacks will fail. Cale nodded. "Yeah, I figured." He looked at the jungle around them. Then he noticed something interesting. The glowing trees. The floating spores. The thick vines that moved slowly across the ground. This jungle wasn't just alive. It was reactive. Cale smiled wider. "All right, new plan." He turned to the alien nurse. "Can your tower release energy through the ground?" The alien paused. "Yes. But it would be dangerous." Cale shrugged. "Danger is kind of humanity's specialty." The devourer charged. Its massive legs crushed the glowing plants as it rushed toward the tower. Cale pointed toward the jungle floor. "Do it now." The alien nurse obeyed. A wave of blue energy surged from the tower and spread through the soil. The jungle reacted instantly. The glowing vines began to move. At first slowly, then faster. They wrapped around the devourer's legs. The creature roared and tore several vines apart. But more vines slithered from the ground. Cale launched the drones. Time for Phase 2. The drones dove toward the creature's glowing orange eyes. They didn't fire weapons. Instead, they released bursts of blinding medical light. The devourer staggered. Its vision systems overloaded. It slammed wildly into the surrounding trees. Kale shouted. More light. Keep it confused. The drones circled like angry bees. Meanwhile, the jungle tightened its grip. Thick alien vines wrapped around the devourer's legs, slowing it. But Kale knew this would not stop it forever. He needed something bigger. Much bigger. He looked back at the alien nurse. How much energy does this tower hold? The alien answered immediately. Enough to power a city. Kale's grin became dangerous. Perfect. The alien sensed his idea. Its glow turned bright yellow. Human, that would destroy the creature. But it may also destroy the jungle. Kale took a deep breath. Yeah. But if we don't stop it, the devourers will destroy every world anyway. The creature finally broke free from the vines. It turned toward the tower again. This time it moved even faster. Kale raised his hand. Charge the tower core. The alien nurse hesitated only 1 second. Then the entire structure began to glow brighter. Energy gathered in the center of the tower like a rising sun. The devourer lunged. Kale looked directly at the monster. Then he whispered one quiet human sentence. Boom. The tower released everything. A massive wave of blue energy exploded across the clearing. Light flooded the jungle. The devourer froze mid-attack. Its armor cracked. Energy surged through its body. Then the creature collapsed with a thunderous crash. Silence returned to the jungle. The devourer was dead. For several seconds no one moved. Then slowly the alien healers stepped forward. Their skin glowed bright gold. A color Kale had not seen before. The alien nurse spoke gently in his mind. The devourers have never been defeated this way. Kale stretched his arms and sighed. Welcome to humanity. The alien looked at him with something new. Not fear. Not confusion. Respect. Your species turns weakness into strength. Kale shrugged. We just hate losing. Far above them, hidden beyond the clouds, several distant shapes turned away from the planet. Devourer scouts. They had witnessed everything. And for the first time in thousands of years, the devourers had learned something terrifying. Humans were not prey. Humans were chaos. And chaos was the one thing the devourers could not predict. Kale Mercer looked up at the strange alien sky. Then he smiled. Looks like humanity just made some new friends. And possibly, some very nervous enemies.
Beep, 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 beep. Change cara de profesor. Puta, maldita violencia, cabrones. Un amigo, un amigo. La amigo es la más personaje que más usan.
Where are we going?
Beep, 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 beep.
Out. There's a site. Wait.
Me vale verga. A la verga que ver cofre tan perro. Porras, pues hay muchos, güey. Ese güey.
Not you when you're hungry.
Ahí está una güey.
No, esa Jinx. Esa no. No me gusta, me caga, me caga, me caga. Ah, ya vi un amigo, güey. A huevo.
¿Cuál
Antes
es
que se
la
vaya.
nueva quest?
A buscar un amigo, una que tenga trencitas. Acá. Sorry, can I take a picture of you? Yeah. Just for the quest, thank you, appreciate it.
Did you want to